अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आई एम अहमद नकवी एंड यू आर वाचिंग वर्ल्ड इन फोकस। नाज़रीन, आज के इस एपिसोड में लास्ट वीक में IMF की तरफ से एक रिपोर्ट पाकिस्तान के हवाले से रिलीज हुई है विच इज़ अबाउट गवर्नेंस एंड करप्शन डायग्नोस्टिक असेसमेंट। इस रिपोर्ट जो है उसके ऊपर हम बात करेंगे और इस रिपोर्ट के 3 मेन पहलुओं पे बात करेंगे। एक, व्हाट आर द की फीचर्स ऑफ दिस रिपोर्ट, की फाइंडिंग्स ऑफ दिस रिपोर्ट। बिसाइड्स दैट हम देखेंगे कि क्या रिकमेंडेशंस दी गई हैं इस रिपोर्ट की तरफ से, IMF की तरफ से, और उसके साथ साथ हम देखेंगे कि पाकिस्तान को क्या पोटेंशियल गेन्स हो सकते हैं अगर हम इनकी रिकमेंडेशंस पे अमल करें IMF की, और ये रिकमेंडेशंस के जो एडवांटेजेस हैं वो भी इस असेसमेंट का हिस्सा हैं। सो आज की इस एपिसोड में हम इन तीनों एस्पेक्ट के ऊपर बात करेंगे और देन विल कंक्लूड द एंटायर डिस्कशन। तो सबसे पहले नाज़रीन, अगर मैं इस रिपोर्ट की फाइंडिंग्स की बात करूं तो इस रिपोर्ट के अंदर सबसे जो की फाइंडिंग्स हैं वो हाईलाइट ब्रॉडली, जो हम उनके ऊपर बात करेंगे, बट दे ब्रॉडली हाईलाइट एंड इट आइडेंटिफाइज द सिस्टमैटिक वीकनेसेस एंड फेलियर्स of Pakistani state institutions across the spectrum, and those failures had become enablers of the persistent corruption in Pakistan. उस हवाले से नाज़रीन सबसे पहले पॉइंट जो उठाती है ये रिपोर्ट, वो ये कहती है that one of the main findings of this report is that Pakistan has lack of transparency and accountability in public financial management, procurement, and the capital spending in Pakistan across different state institutions of Pakistan. Besides that, this report also suggests that there is an opaque and overly complex taxation and customs system with little to no oversight of any institution at all in Pakistan. Besides, it also says that there are significantly weak regulatory frameworks and ineffective regulations and regulators in Pakistan. And last but not the least, Nazeen, this report also suggests that there are significant delays in judicial and contract enforcement systems, and this system is not only delaying it, but also it is inefficient and it is corrupt. It has corruption vulnerabilities to it as well. So in other words, नाज़रीन, ये जो आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ चैलेंजेस है ये अक्रॉस द स्पेक्ट्रम है, चाहे वो स्पेसिफिक अगर बात करूं तो टैक्सेशन से लेकर, कस्टम से लेकर, जुडिशियल सिस्टम से लेकर, रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क्स तक, तमाम जो इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनके अंदर होने वाली इनएफिशिएंसीज, उनके अंदर होने वाले जो इंटरनल चैलेंजेस हैं उनको हाईलाइट करती है। तो एक सिस्टमैटिक डिके ऑफ institutional mechanisms in Pakistan that could lead to efficiency or that could lead to transparency is there in Pakistan, creating a conducive environment for corruption and bad governance. Now, ये सारी नाज़रीन समरी, चूंकि रिपोर्ट हम बात करें, इस रिपोर्ट की जो समरी है, दिस रिपोर्ट इज ऑलमोस्ट 200 पेजेस की रिपोर्ट है। अब उसके अंदर हैं कि 15 पॉइंट रिफॉर्म एजेंडा भी ये रिपोर्ट देती है। इट नॉट ओनली आइडेंटिफाइज द प्रॉब्लम, इट सजेस्ट अ वे आउट ऑफ इट एज वेल। और वो जो 15 पॉइंट एजेंडा है रिफॉर्म्स का, उसके जो की फीचर्स हैं उनको अगर मैं हाईलाइट करूं तो सबसे पहली जो उनकी डिमांड आती है, दैट इज टाइटनिंग गवर्नमेंट्स फाइनेंशियल पावर्स with stronger parliamentary oversight, because this is important one. Parliamentary oversight is necessary because parliament represents the people's wishes. It is the popular institution in Pakistan, the democratic institution in Pakistan, and parliamentary oversight would mean greater transparency in Pakistan. Besides that, it also suggests that there should be an open publication of the first assessment of a comprehensive assessment and annual report of the Special Investment Facilitation Council, commonly known as SIFC, detailing all the concessions, contracts, investments, rationale, and the outcome that this institution has produced in bringing investments in Pakistan. And this publication will not only highlight the progress made by SIFC, but also help in making it a transparent body which works according to the law and which actually creates a public trust on this institution. Besides that, this report also suggests that there should be elimination of the preferential treatment given to certain public sector entities in governmental procurements, and all purchases or procurements to follow the e-governance mechanisms, competitive bidding within the 12 months in order to create an equal opportunity for everyone and a better and efficient mechanism of being transparent. Besides that, it also suggests that there has to be the complete overhauling of taxation and the customs system in order to simplify it and make them more transparent and accountable, and a system on which people can have a trust. Besides, this report also suggests that there has to be strengthening of anti-corruption and kind of regulatory institutions जो हैं उनको strong करने की जरूरत है. There's need of improving institutional capacity of such institutions and reducing the discretionary powers of the individuals present in those institutions, the heads of those institutions. उनकी जो discretionary powers हैं उसको कम किया जाए. Now, Nazeen, based on some of these recommendations, this report also suggests that if Pakistan is able to act on these recommendations in 3 to 6 months, then potentially this could improve Pakistan's GDP growth rate by 5 to 6% over the next 5 years, which will significantly enhance Pakistan's economic output. This report also suggests that if Pakistan acts on these recommendations, then it will significantly improve people's trust on the system. It would also have a stronger governance legitimacy, besides having the improved public expenditures and the efficiency of the public expenditures. And lastly, but most importantly, it would significantly improve the overall investment climate in Pakistan. Nazeen, considering that corruption has been a very, very important issue in Pakistan's politics, and we know that Pakistan ki ek history mein everybody has acknowledged almost in one way or another way that Pakistan has suffered because of corruption and bad governance, but there have been little long-term structural reforms from the governmental side to improve the governance in Pakistan. Even in fact, one of the reasons why Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf became the most popular party in Pakistan, and it came to power ultimately in the federal government and then in KP government even now, the primary slogan of the PTI was accountability and the end to corruption. But unfortunately, even during that short period of 3 to 4 years, the PTA government was unable to develop and improve structural improvements in anti-corruption drive. So the corruption has always been the key aspect of Pakistani state policy, governmental policies, but that has always been to the slogans and not in actuality. But this report is a very, very important eye opener for Pakistan, and it is generally believed that Pakistan के अंदर जो corruption है वो एक it has been a new normal in Pakistan. It has been accepted as it is in Pakistan and because from across the political spectrums. But this report is a clear indication that Pakistan का जो सबसे बड़ा economic challenge है, that is corruption. This report, although there is a little debate on it on the media, mainly because of the current political environment in Pakistan, but if this report is accepted as it is, it validates the PTI's agenda that has been there since last more than 1 decade. We can have a different opinion on their policies, but the PTI agenda that corruption is the most important problem in Pakistan, this report has a clear evidence of such a claim, and we know that IMF is one of these reports. If we take into account the Transparency International and other reports, this would mean that Pakistan के अंदर जो corruption है, जो bad governance है, जो lack of transparency है, all of these developments are something that are causing not just the low investment but also public mistrust on the system, which leads to low taxations and which leads to an informal economy in Pakistan. So until unless the state creates mechanisms and until unless the government itself opens itself to the public will not open itself to the state. So therefore, the government has to start from its own it has to become more transparent. It has to become more public with its expenditures, with its mechanisms, and obviously when they become more public, there is more criticism about it, and therefore there are chances of improvement. Until unless government does that, there's a likelihood that Pakistan's corruption and bad governance challenges will remain. And therefore, I'm not saying that we should implement IMF report as it is, because that is an external view of Pakistan's internal challenges. But this report has to be the beginning of a process of internal analysis of where does Pakistan stand, and Pakistan के जो institutions हैं, Pakistan की जो governmental offices हैं, they had to realize, the political parties as well, they have to understand that corruption is the real challenge. We shouldn't see it as the PTI's narrative. Rather, it is a reality of Pakistan's economy, a reality of Pakistan's politics and institutions. Therefore, prioritizing the anti-corruption drive could have a significant impact. But corruption cannot end with the law enforcement only. It has to begin from transparency. There has to be strengthening of the institutions, and there has to be a judicial overhaul in Pakistan. Thank you so much, Nazim, for watching this program. Kindly like this video, share it, and subscribe this channel. Allah Hafiz.